now Lorenzo.
What happened at the Royal Stadium should have been left from that night and handled in court.
The April 9th Royals game wasn't a proud moment for Morgan Humphrey. First, she got drunk.
We actually started with wine here, beer bongs when we got there.
Then she got belligerent with Kansas City, Missouri police at the stadium.
I hadn't drank for a while, and we had a lot.
Arrested for trespassing and resisting an officer, Humphrey was lucky to avoid more serious charges. This incident report says she got violent and swung at an officer.
It was more of a blackout moment for me. I don't remember any of that.
The report also claims Humphrey threatened to get even with cops by spitting in their food at the restaurant where she worked.
I don't remember saying it at all.
But you don't deny it?
No, I don't deny it. If I said it, I said it.
Humphrey didn't expect to hear from KCPD until her court date in June. But after her arrest, 2 cops went online posting info about Humphrey and the incident.
Are those the officers that were involved in your arrest?
No, they were not.
The cops posting on Facebook were Officer Matt Phelps and Detective Chase Crowell. Cops, Humphrey says, she knew as restaurant customers.
They had a goal to get me fired by Monday from my place of employment at the time.
Did it work?
It worked.
Humphrey says the firing was a direct result of people calling the restaurant about the posts. Asked for comment, Buffalo Wild Wings wouldn't discuss it, only saying Humphrey was a good employee.
Is that retaliation?
It could be perceived as retaliation.
Dr. Ken Novak is a professor of criminal justice and an expert in police protocol. He thinks this type of conduct on personal Facebook accounts probably crosses a line.
It could potentially jeopardize the safety of the individual arrested. It could potentially jeopardize the court case that the prosecutor is bringing, particularly if it's perceived to be vindictive.
Before Officer Phelps and Detective Crowell went to Facebook, 2 unknown numbers began texting Humphrey. One knew intimate details about her arrest. The other threatened to call the Department of Family Services about her young daughter. Over the next 2 weeks, both called her names and promised to keep texting.
What makes you think the text messages were from the police officers?
Just some of the things that they have said, the way that they know so much about what happened that night.
KCTV 5 checked with Kansas City Police. No one has requested a copy of Humphrey's incident report, meaning few people outside the police department knew about the arrest. KCTV 5 also called both numbers texting Humphrey. No one answered. According to KCPD, the numbers aren't department phones, and KCPD says it doesn't keep a record of officers' personal cell numbers.
Are you worried?
I get scared. I don't come home by myself. Make somebody walk me to my car half the time.
Internal Affairs is looking into Humphrey's claims that officers are harassing her. In a phone conversation with KCTV 5, Chief Darryl Forte says any investigation will be put on the fast track. He also says that a memo will go out immediately warning officers not to discuss department business on social media.
It takes only one negative incident to paint the police poorly, and it takes 1,000 positive interactions or incidents to paint the police more positively.
Dr. Novak thinks this incident could push KCPD to adopt an official policy about off-duty use of social media. Without that, he doesn't see Officer Phelps or Detective Crowell being disciplined, meaning Humphrey's concern will continue unless Internal Affairs traces the text messages back to someone inside the PD.
I hope it's going to end simply, but I don't feel like it will. I feel like this is going to be an ongoing thing for a while.
In Kansas City, Missouri, Stacey Cameron, KCTV 5 News.